Well, it's October 1st, the very beginning of the month. As you know, we get closer to Halloween, but right now we got some reviews to be done. We got, of course, Game Changer Wrestling GCW for Planet Death in Japan that took place on the 26th of September, but it was streamed on the 30th. So, pardoning the lateness, but we also had the same thing with Gatoh Move Pro Wrestling with Tropical Night, which is the last time we get to see Yuna Mizumori in this. This was done on the 29th, and of course, it was just streamed also on the 30th of September. We also got NWA USA. We have two qualifying matches for the TV title. As you know, Tyrus will be cashing in his opportunity for the NWA World Heavyweight title. And then we can't forget the final part of the leg of the Fighting Spirit Unleashed tour by New Japan Strong. And of course, some news updates to see what's been going on in the world of pro wrestling. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, let's begin with GCW Planet Death. Now, this is day one from their Japanese tour, taking place at Shinkiba First Ring. I think that's the place. Yeah, Shinkiba First Ring. They will be facing against wrestlers coming from mostly from Freedoms, but also we have Drew Parker, who is one of their top wrestlers in Big Japan Pro Wrestling. Our first match, we have a scramble match. We have Jimmy Lloyd versus Nick Wayne versus Toshihiki Sakuda versus Jordan Oliver versus Kikutaro, and of course the return of the Invincible Man. Now you probably can guess this is gonna be funny with him. Now this, I was like not sure how this was gonna be, but however it was very interesting to see the Invincible Man doing his usual thing, but it was Jordan Oliver that pulled off a cloud cutter on Jimmy Lloyd in order to win the match. So it was a good moment for him having his first win in Japan, and I think this is one of his dream come trues. Next match, we have a death match. We have Cold Roderick taking on Violento Jack. I have to say, this match was insane. Now, if you guys ever seen Violento Jack, he is one of the most well-recognizable deathmatch wrestlers right now, and mostly in Japan. And he has proven time and time again what he can do. But he pulled off somewhat of a phantom driver on barbed wires onto Cold Roderick, and that picked up a nice win for him. But however, it appears that he loves wrestling for him. So he's telling him, let's do this one last time. And I think this is something Cold Roderick would love to do. Now keep in mind, Cold Roderick has stepped up to do death matches for quite some time now, but now it looks like he is being recognized even further as a deathmatch wrestler. Next up, we got Schlonk and Effie taking on Takashi Sasaki and Daisuke Masaoka. Now, you probably can guess that Effie's going to be all freaky and all that. No, he took things very seriously in this particular match, but it was a double hand chokeslam powerbomb that finished off, I believe that was Sasaki by Schlonk, giving them a good win. So it was pretty good. Next up, we got the GCW Ultraviolent title. We have the challenger, Mance Warner, the Southern Psycho, taking on Rina Yamashita, our current champion for this. And I thought it was pretty insane how this is going to go, because we know Mance Warner. As you know, Rina Yamashita won this title from Alex Colon not too long ago, and now she gets to defend it in Japan this time. But it was, of course, Rina Yamashita that picked up the win by applying a somewhat version of a razor's edge power bomb on top of light tubes and chairs, I believe, that allowed her to win and retain the title from Mance Warner. So yeah. Now our main event is a three-way death match. We have the Blood Fighter, Alex Colon, Toru Sugiura, and Drew Parker. Now, Drew Parker, as I mentioned, he's not normally known in Big Japan Pro Wrestling, but Toru Sugiura mostly from Freedoms, and of course the Blood Fighter, Alex Colon from GCW. And I thought this match was insane. How it's gonna be a lot of light tubes, a lot of moments, but however, it was a swanton dive bomb by Drew Parker onto Sugiura on top of some light tubes were on top of him that allowed him to pick up the win. So what I thought about this match event, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't big, but it was good, and I think they picked the right wrestlers for this. But I can't wait to see what's going to happen in DOA the following day that took place. So we'll see what happens. So let's move on with Gatoh Move Tropical Night. Okay, Gatoh Move's latest event, Tropical Night. This is the farewell event to Yuna Mizumori now. Not too long ago, a couple of days or a week or so, she announced that she graduated from Gatoh Move and she's moving on. She's now categorized herself as a freelancer. This event had 5 matches, and of course, the main event is Yuna Mizumori taking on Emi Sakura, an opponent that she has been unable to beat. So basically, you can say that Emi Sakura is her white whale in some ways. So let's see what happens during the entire event. Our first match is a trios match. We have Dragon Ninja, Sarui, and Jonshiro teaming up with Sayaka Obihiro to take on Saki, Tokiko Kihara, and Antonio Honda. Now, Tokiko and Honda decided to dress up as, Yuna Mizumori using her outfits, but as you guys know, Saki doesn't need to wear that because everybody knows that both Yuna and Saki are good friends. They're even part of an idol group together, more of a small idol group, just the two of them. But I thought it was a pretty good match, but a somewhat of a suplex. Well, basically, Saki had Obihiro in a suplex position until she lifted up the legs, and of course Tokiko and Honda lift her up and spread her on the other side, kind of like a rainbow, giving them the win. So it was a pretty good one. I liked it. Now our next match we have Ryu Mizunami taking on Hagane Shino. I thought this match was insane. They went all the way. No holds bars, no stopping, no holding back. That is the kind of matches I enjoy. But however, this match ended with a time limit draw, which of course it sucks, but that's how it is. It ended with them when they clothesline each other, but the infamous bells, ding 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 ding, kind of got into that position. Now our next match is tag team action. We got Sayaka teaming up with Chi Koshikawa, taking on Aruka Umasaki and Mei Suruga, two of the closest friends. This is not the first time these two team up, but I thought this match was pretty good. Now keep in mind, Chiko Shikawa is growing better and better every time I look at her, and she's amazing. But however, you cannot define the teamwork between both Umasaki and Suruga because they are very cohesive. Now they have teamed up on various occasions and they train together. That makes them the much better experience. But it was Mei Suruga who picked up a big win onto Sayaka, giving them the win. Now our next match we have is the Super Asia Championship. We got Coyote Yonayama as the challenger taking on the champion, Balanaki. Now, you know, in this particular match, Coyote Yonayama is one of the fastest wrestlers. She's a high speedster. That's her main weapon that she always uses. If you guys ever seen her as Fukigen or Gokigen, she uses that in a way that you wouldn't expect. But, however, it was, of course, Balanaki that picked up a nice win against her. And I thought somehow that he was going to come up close from winning, knowing that he has to deal with someone who is a bit more faster. But no, Balanaki was able to pick up a good win onto uh, Yonayama, and that's pretty much it. Now our main event is Yuna Mizumori taking on Emi Sakura. You know this match is gonna be a total banger because in a way, we know that Yuna said that she never beaten Emi Sakura and this was her opportunity. She dealt with the chop, she dealt with everything, but she picked up a very impressive win when she pulled off the frog splash onto Emi Sakura, giving her the win that she deserves. And of course, we cannot forget how this match ended. This event ended with her saying goodbye, and then of course singing and dancing with everybody there, because as you know, we won't see her for quite some time. We know she'll be back, but as a freelancer only. And of course, we cannot forget they send her off, knowing that she is no longer part of the Gatoh Move roster, which is sad. But yeah. However, that was not the only thing that took place. Chiko Shikawa reminded everybody, as you know, this month of October, Mei Suga will be out. So basically, as you know, Mei Suga will be doing a couple of events in Mexico and in the U.S. As for Emi Sakura, the same thing. However, Chiko Shikawa said that she wants to step up, take over the helm while Mei Suga's gone, and I think that's going to be interesting. And I'm sure, hopefully, if Chiko Shikawa steps up to help train the brand new trainees, that is something I'm sure that we will definitely see. But we'll see what happens then. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's move on with NWA USA. Okay, NWA USA opened up with a five-way TV title scramble qualifying elimination match. Now, keep in mind, Tyrus decided to cash in his TV title to have another shot of the NWA World Heavyweight title. Now, keep in mind, if you remember what I mentioned before, whoever is the winner of the NWA World Television title, if they won 7 matches in a row, they have the option to cash in to get a shot of the NWA World title. However, when Tyrus is champion, he refuses to hand it over because his ultimate goal was to have 2 belts that he can hold. However, that did not happen at NWA 74, so he had to make the ultimate sacrifice in order to get that opportunity. So now we're seeing who's going to be in it. Now, this is one of 2 matches of that, so let's get to it. We have Marshe Rocket, who we know possibly could be one of the competitors representing Idolmania Sports Management with Tyrus, Ricky Morton, Jack Stain, Anthony Mayweather, and of course AJ Kazana. Now, we know why Mayweather and Dane are there, because they're trying to regain their popularity. No matter what, it feels like, that Jack Stain is trying to outdo Mayweather, but however, he was able to defeat him, but in the process, he got pinned by AJ Kazana, so Dane was out, and then of course, it was Ricky Morton who got eliminated by Marshe Rocket, and after that, it was of course AJ Kazana and Marshe Rocket. Now, I would have assumed Marshe Rocket was going to win this match, but it did not. It resulted with him getting a good opportunity with a submission move, and I thought it was great. Now, we do get an interview with Kyle Davis with Magic Jake Dumas and of course McGoodyear. Now, we don't know what's the deal. The last time they fought against each other, basically was not pleasant, but of course Magic Jake decided, make peace with them, try to build something together, maybe become a tag team. However, Matt Vane was with the Fixers. We don't know what's the deal, but you can tell that they are willing to get in their faces, and of course Dumas played a little magic trick with them, so that was kind of interesting. Now, our next interview is by May Valentine with Odison. Now, Odison, as you know, he's trying to make a statement and all this other stuff, but it's still unclear whether if he was suspended or not. So that is the thing that has not been cleared up just yet. Now, our little segment, Stanley's Drill, he interviews Bully Ray, but apparently he wasn't having it, so it ended up in a match. So Jamie Stanley ended up facing Bully Ray, and I thought it was a great match because he was the fan favorite. Not to mention he took Stanley right to the commentator's desk, and of course he fist bumped Joe Galli and Velvet Sky. And I thought it was great, but however, it was the Bully Bomb that sealed the deal for him to win the match. Now we do get 2 interviews by May Valentine. The first one is Rolando Friedman, who feels that he should be getting a shot at the NWA World title due to the fact that he did pin the former NWA World Champion. We're talking about Matt Cardona. So that kind of goes as well. Now she gets an interview with the Rebellion. As you know, they are the current tag champions and all that stuff. So there's still more to come by them from what they're saying, and I can't wait to see what else. Now our main event is another 5-way TV title qualifier elimination match. We have Max the Impaler, Russ Freeman, Coleman Caprice, The Pope, and Jordan Oliver. Now, nobody wanted to confront Max the Impaler, but she was the first to be eliminated, and after that, it was Russ Freeman, and then, of course, The Pope, and then after that, Caprice Coleman, and then Jordan Clearwater was the winner. So we know that Tyrus is probably happy that Jordan Clearwater is in this alive, so he most likely will be challenging for that title to bring back to Austin Idolmania Sports Manager. So I think that's pretty much it right now with NWA USA. Let's move on with New Japan Strong. Okay, our last review, New Japan Strong, which is the last of the Fighting Spirit Unleashed tour. It opened up with the Young Lions of the LA Dojo, DKC and Kevin Knight taking on the Stray Dog Army, Barrett Brown and Bateman. Now, we haven't seen the Stray Dog Army for quite some time together, but it's kind of interesting that they're back. Now, keep in mind, this particular match had some very good points. They're trying to build up the momentum for a opportunity for the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team title, so that it kind of fits into the pattern. So I have to say it may have to draw like the attention of Aussie Open, knowing there will be some competitors out there that will be making shockwaves, or spinning heads, however you want to call it. But I say I was impressed by this match, mostly coming from the Young Lions. I did not anticipate the Young Lions were going to win this one, but I have to say DKC really pulled it off when he applied a crucifix onto Barrett Brown, giving them the win. I have to say it was very more surprising, but I think it was good. It could send a direct message to Aussie Open. So we'll see who else will step up in the tag team division. Now, our next match, we have this brand new guy who ran in similar circles as Tito Badu Tito, Chi Cabrera, taking on Aaron Solo. As you know, we know who he is. Nobody in New Japan Strong likes him because, as you know, the factory in the past had disrespected New Japan in every form and aspect, saying that they did not produce the best wrestlers. That's always been the problem. But in this particular case, as you know, Aaron Solo found a way to cheat his way through by using the ropes in order to win. Now, they can say they win, but we all know they just cheated. Now, our main event is the New Japan Strong Openweight title between TJP and Fred Rosser. Now, keep in mind, TJP claims that he is that Fred Rosser is renting the ring. So basically, he wants to claim this title to the United Empire, and he took it all the way to him. But it did not work in his favor because he ended up on a chicken wing STF by Fred Rosser, and he had no choice but to tap. Now, when we all thought everything was going great, some crazy fan attacked Fred Rosser. We didn't know who it was until he revealed himself. It was none other than Chris Dickinson, who we haven't seen for quite some time. I was a bit surprised to see that guy. Last time we talked about this guy, he was dealing with allegations against him due to assault of his ex-girlfriends, and I don't know what was going on, so it might have been cleared up. I'm not sure. That is still unknown. Hopefully I get answers on that. So I think that's pretty much it right now with New Japan Strong. I believe it's time for our last thing, news updates. Okay, welcome to our news updates. Now, as you know, we're getting closer and closer to Wrestle Princess 3 by Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling. It was announced for the commentary team. We're going to have for special guest Reika Saki. If you guys remember, she officially retired from pro wrestling and graduated from Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling not too long ago. She'll be making her return as a guest commentator. Now, we may not hear her in Japanese, but the good news is for the commentary team, we will have the English speakers, Chris Brooks and Balanaki, which they always are great to hear from them when they're doing the English commentary in Tokyo Yoshi Pro. Now, as you know, we really had the recent New Japan Royal Quest. It was revealed that Jonah was unable to participate in London due to the fact of the travel issues in Florida. Now, if you guys know, Florida was hit by Hurricane Ian, and it kind of prevented him from making his way across the Atlantic. However, he was replaced by someone you guys may know of, Zack Knight, or Zak Zodiac, the brother of course, current AEW star and former WWE superstar Saray, formerly known as Paige. So it's kind of interesting that he gets an opportunity to now be part of New Japan for the first night. I was surprised, but I have to say it was a good, obvious choice. I wouldn't be surprised if New Japan gives him an opportunity to wrestle. So that is something we can see in the future. Now, speaking of the Brits, Pro Wrestling EVE has announced for their upcoming event, Wrestle Queendom, which features one amazing event. We're going to have the EVE's international title, consistent by the title holder Laura Di Matteo, taking on you, who is the champion of the Pure J Open Class title. So it's title versus title. I'm thinking it's more, how do I say this? Winner take all type of match. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully I get to see it. But right now, let's just end it right here and call it a day. So, hope everybody enjoys this episode. As you know, the 5-star Grand Prix is over. I haven't seen the finals yet, or day 19 yet. Hopefully, before the next episode I started recording, I see those events. I'm kind of nervous a little bit because there is one wrestler I'm hoping she wins, and you probably can guess who that is. But right now, I'm just gonna wait until I see it. We do have another GCW event, the DOA back in Japan. I will be reviewing that if there's anything else. Hopefully, I get to see New Japan Pro Wrestling's Royal Quest. That's something I'm definitely going to be enjoying. But who knows if Watch Pro Wrestling can upload them sooner. And as you know, we will be getting, I did request for the upcoming Just Tap Out event that features Unagi Sayaka in it, facing AOI, and a few other things. But for right now, I believe we'll just stick right there. So I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.